hard.
Yeah, hard. Harder.
Oh my god!
Did you just crack the lacquer?
No, it was. Eh?
Yes.
Oh my god. Hi everyone, it's Daniel from Concours. What we have here with us today is a FD2R equipped with a Seeker white body kit in front. As you guys know, IAM is coming up, so what we are going to be doing today to this car is to give it a full works of detail, what I call the Concours Ultimate Detail. So what does that entail? We will start off with the engine bay detailing and we'll move on to a wheels off detail that's very popular in the US. After which we'll be moving on to the interior works, giving it a full extraction and all of that to the fabric seats, as well as a paint correction to the exterior. There are some parts of the car that has quite a bit of orange peel and I'm not happy about that. We'll be wet sanding and giving it a few rounds of paint correction before coating it with the G-Technique Crystal Serum Light. How about let's check out the car. As you can see, the FD2R actually just came out from the body shop and the paint shop. What you'll see on the car and the paint is that there are quite a number of holograms and sole marks that are left behind by the improper polishing of the painters. After that, what you can see is that there are quite a bit of staining in the wheel wells of the car, the rims, as well as the calipers. Fabric seats, my favorite. Can potentially see all the dirt and grime that's all stuck in this. That is what we're going to be removing. Overall, that is about it. Quite straightforward. I've already gone through the processes that we're going to be doing. And perhaps let's get started on this. After we're done washing the engine bay, what we have to do, of course, is to condition it. A lot of detailers like to use tire shine, but personally, that I think it's slightly unsafe. So what we have here is a Sonex plastic detailer. What I'm just going to do is to spread it evenly through the surfaces on the plastic panels. All you have to do is to just let it sit and dry it out and it will cure by itself. Of course, at the end of the day, we'll be doing a touching up to the engine bay as well. Right, after the engine bay detail, usually what we do is to move on to the rims. But today it's going to be a little bit special because we'll be doing something called the wheels off detail. And let's get to it. Alright, so now we are taking the wheels off, and what I'm going to show you is all the dirt and grime that are stuck inside the calipers. Typically, even when you do a normal wheel cleaning, these are areas that potentially your detailer will not be able to reach. So later you can take a look at areas like that, and then after that you'll see the wheel wells. They are really very dirty and very faded. What I'm going to do is to restore a little bit of the blackness back to it. Also, typically what you'll see is that the suspension is also very dirty, but for this car we have just installed the HKS Hypermax R, so now it's still very clean. Alright, so what we have here with us is the Sonex Wheel Beast. This is very good at removing the iron and the brake dust, especially on the very stubborn areas. And another product that we're going to be using is the Multi-Star. This is an all-purpose cleaner. So it's slightly on the alkaline side, so it will be very good to remove the grease and the oils that are caught in the wheel well. So just let me show you how it works. same two products, my two favorite products is gonna be the Beast. So right now we're gonna clean the wheels individually. Tires requires cleaning as well. We're gonna apply the all-purpose cleaner here. Just let it sit for a while. And after that, we are gonna start brushing the tires. We are gonna be doing a chemical decontamination on the car. What I have here with me again is the Wheel Beast. So what this does is to remove the iron that's already on the paint surface of the car. So I'm just gonna spray it around the car. This product is very safe on paint, so you don't have to worry. What you'll start to see is that the Beast is already reacting with the iron that's on the surface. It's already turning purple. And as well as the rear bumper. Alright, so just now what we did was a pre-wash. Now what we're going to go into is to do the claying. So even after all of that we have done, the pre-wash and the washing itself, there are still contaminants that are still on the paint. Maybe, I don't know whether the mic can pick this up, but basically you can feel that there's still roughness in the paint. And what the claying does is that it will remove all these contaminants off the paint. This will help with our paint correction process immensely. As there won't be any such contaminants that might get trapped up in the pads of our machine, causing potential more swirl marks onto the paint and making our paint correction process a disaster. So now we're going to go and clay the car, and this should be the final step in our decontamination process. So after cleaning the brake calipers, what I'm going to do before I coat it, of course, is to make sure that I make the surface really nice and shiny. And I'm going to use one of my favorite tools, is a hybrid. Probably what we call the most expensive toothbrush. What I'm going to use is the Sonex Perfect Finish, one of my favorite finishing compounds. And let's see what it can achieve. I'm going to be installing this G-Technic C5 wheel armor on both the calipers as well as the rims after I'm done polishing all of them. The reason why I like this product so much is because it is heat resistant of up to 660 degrees Celsius. This should be able to withstand the heat generated by your braking. It will be a breeze to clean all the brake dust and the dirt that's going to go onto these two very dirty areas of the car. And we're done with coating the calipers as well as the rims. But before we put the rims back and let the car back down, there's one more area that we want to coat, and that is going to be the wheel well, mainly the banana leaves. That's a plastic trim that gets faded over time, and this is what I'm going to be using. This is the G-Technic C4 Trim Restorer. It will give a very matte black shine back to all of these plastic and rubber trims. Alright, so that's a wrap for day one. The car is fully prepped to go into a paint correction, and we'll catch you tomorrow to see the rest of the progress of the car. Welcome back to the Seeker FD2 detail. We are currently on day 4 of the detail. Of course, due to Concours Media's busy schedule, we have done majority of the work, but especially for you, we have left one panel to show you what we have achieved and what we have done to the rest of the car. Maybe perhaps we can also take a look after the engine bay detail. We left the plastic detailer to cure overnight, and this is the result, which I am quite happy with. And let's proceed to see what we can do with the paint correction. But on this car, actually one thing that we are quite annoyed about is the orange peel on the paint. What an orange peel is essentially, the skin of the orange. It's very uneven, and what you see on the orange skin, that's what you see on the paint. So it's very uneven and there's no clarity in the paint. So before we start on the paint correction process, we have to prep the panel. And what we have done here is that we have taped up the edges of the door. This is actually to prevent us from wet sanding the edges. These are areas where the paint is very thin. So we just want to play it safe. The man up for the job is obviously our master detailer here at Concours, Fiery. And let's get started on this panel. Maybe let's take a look at the before and after of the result. As you can see, most of the orange peel are gone. All the swirl marks and deep marring are gone as well. And I think that is a result that we are very happy with. And before we get to the coating, there's one more thing that we are going to be showing you, which is the glass. So usually water etching, you won't be able to see it when it's dry. So I'm just going to mist it up a little bit, just for you to see. And I've also demarcated out an area that I will be working on. What I'm going to do is just on this area, give it a little bit of lubrication. This surface now is completely rid of all the water etching. And now we're done with most of the exterior works. We're only left with the coating of the outside, but before that, let's bring you to the interior. Also, due to production timeline issues, we have done most of the interior except for these two seats, and they are the two most disgusting part of the car. So maybe you can take a look here. Whoever who sits this car, the passenger, probably has quite a dirty ass. So what you can see are some staining that are into the seats. Very common areas are going to be the thigh area, as you can see here, near to your butt area here, as well as where the joint of your knees are going to usually touch. That's why you see this one whole black line here as well. Apart from that, the rest of the seat is still relatively on the clean side. Only a little bit of oil gunk on the side. Number one, we're going to be using the Sonex upholstery and fabric cleaner. It is a very good cleaner that helps lift up the dirt from the fabric. So I'm just going to be applying this on the entire seat. You can be generous with it, and then you can let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and then it will start to bring the dirt up from the seat. And what you can do to quicken the process is actually to give it a very quick brush Okay, and with that, we're going to start the extraction process. Depending on how dirty the seat is, we are going to extract it potentially multiple times. But most of the cases, the product will actually do its job. Once or twice would be more than sufficient for it. Inside the extractor, we only have water inside. No additional chemicals are required. All you need to do is have one pass of wet extraction, and after that, go ahead to try and extract as much moisture out of the fabric seats as possible. And now it's time for the grand finale, which is to coat the entire exterior of the car with a coating. So mainly there are two surfaces. One would be the glass and the other one would be the car body. So what exactly is a coating? A coating to me is a long-term protection. So there are so many different types of coatings, right? There's glass coating, there's nano coating, ceramic coating, and now there's graphene coating. What are they? So actually coatings in general, they are all made up of the same composition, which at the base ingredient is going to be silicon dioxide, so it's SiO2. And most of these different terms are essentially marketing gimmick. And now what people commonly call them is a ceramic coating. What we're going to be doing on this car is going to be a two-step coating. For the base coat, we're going to be going with the Crystal Serum Light, and after that we're going to top it off with the EXO V4. And one very important thing that I didn't tell you, before you install a ceramic coating, you are supposed to prep the surface of the car. So off camera, what you didn't see is that we actually wipe the entire car down with IPA. So now the car is completely free of oils and the compounds that we have used to do our polishing process. And now the surface is clean and ready for application. We are going to be installing a glass coating, also by G Technique. This is the G1 glass coating. It is a two-step coating as well. So you have two bottles inside. One is a G1, the other is a G2, and we are supposed to apply multiple layers of G1 and end it off with a G2. So that brings us to the end of a 4-day process on this Seeker FD2. We are very happy with the result and what we are able to achieve today. We'll see you at IAM Singapore. Catch us there.